on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1250. That's right, episode number 1250 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Live again today from Red Morton Park. Sun's about to set. I've got a few notes to read here, so I'm going to get to that very quickly here in a few before it starts to get dark. The topic of today's show is 6 days away from the first hearing of my civil case. Overwhelming doesn't work. It does not work. The topic again today is 6 days away from the first hearing of my civil case, and overwhelming doesn't work. You got a lot of people in this world that will try to destroy you by overwhelming you at the last minute or overwhelming you in general to try to knock you out of alignment and knock you out of the supposed situation or game, however you want to say it, right? And the funny thing is, once you learn that people use that pattern in life to try to destroy you, you typically will learn that pattern at a younger age, along with other patterns people use to try to destroy you. You proactively prepare for what you already knew was coming, right? The defendant in my circuit civil case made a bunch of filings today on a Saturday. That's why he's been quiet. He's been working on filings to state things I already knew he was going to state things that I've already mentioned on my live streams over the last week or two, or even yesterday and the day before. It's absolutely comical, right? It's absolutely comical. Can you folks hear me and see me clearly? Give me a second here. Yeah, give me a second here. I want to make sure that we are going through. This is weird. This is absolutely weird. Oh, here we go. My lady's here first. Okay. There we go. Okay. Hey, babe. How you doing? So, the defendant filed, what was it, like 6 filings today. Like 5 filings and like a master index to try to put it all together. I literally got this like less than an hour before I came out here to go live. This just happened literally. He filed this like less than 2 hours ago. So, you know me. I run everything through ChatGPT real quick. I'm very efficient on my laptop. That's why I love having an actual computer and not just a phone. And let me just give you a little synopsis here before it gets dark, and we'll talk more about what's really going on. I'm gonna lay it down for you folks. I'm also going to respond off the top of my head to the defendant's community posting regarding other people like ODN needing to preserve evidence or spoliation of evidence or deleting streams. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that, right? We're gonna talk about proper court procedure and all, right? So, the defendant's real purpose with those filings: number one, pre-wire the judge with his framing. So, sir, you're trying to pre-wire Judge Stacy before the hearing. That's all good, man. It's all good. Hey, you have the right to do that. You can file whatever you want. You can say whatever you want as long as you don't defame me or you don't violate my copyright. Like, it's all good. Does that mean it's going to work? Does that mean it's going to intimidate me? Does that mean it's going to overwhelm me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right? His consolidated exhibits and spoliation roadmap. He created a roadmap. Accusing me of spoliation of evidence, trying to prove something that never happened. Right? And then trying to frame it in a way where I've been talking about. He's going to say, oh, well, the live chat's not available, the metrics, the YouTube stuff. Come on, man. You didn't think I already talked about that. What other hand do you have to play, sir? You're trying to play whatever hand you have. We'll get to that in a little bit. His consolidated exhibits and spoliation roadmap is explicitly designed as a hearing aid. That summarizes and organizes his already filed exhibits under Florida Civil Procedure 1.380E. This was from his index notice of filing. Translation, he's trying to control what the judge sees as the questions and the order she considers them. That's called framing, right? Framing the narrative, right? That's what this guy has always done, man. This guy has lived his life trying to frame the narrative of life in the way he thinks the world should be, not the way the actual world is, right? Dude, you try to control everything, man. You're trying to control everything and everyone, and then accuse everyone else of trying to control you. I'm laughing, man. This guy putting all this time and energy into making these filings. Oh, is he going to file on me doing a reaction video with my protected First Amendment speech? I'm not defaming him, I'm not harassing him, right? Oh, and by the way, sir, nobody's defaming you on ODN stream or anything like that. We'll get to that in a little bit, man. Hey, ODN, you're going to want to listen up because this dude is desperate, man. He didn't like your stream you did earlier under fair use using small clips that I believe weren't even from him. They were from, like, Lauren's channel, right? Right? He doesn't like it when people speak the truth about him. That he himself has said with his own words, sir, all those clips do is state your own words and show your own behavior that you're embarrassed about. You're embarrassed about that behavior, sir. Right? But there's no defamation, sir. Where's the defamation when the words came out of your mouth literally? No one's defaming you, not even myself. All I said in the chat was, this is how you've been behaving. And the proof is your own words, your own voice. Number 2, turn a narrow spoliation issue into a credibility assassination. Nice try, sir. Look at what he claims these admissions support. Spoliation plus adverse inference. Yes, but also credibility, impeachment, abuse of process, rejection of protective orders, and even undermining plaintiff's malicious prosecution theory. This is a spoliation hearing, sir. This is not about YouTube drama. This is not about the rest of the case. This is a spoliation of evidence hearing. That's all. And you're trying to make this one big fiasco. This was in his notice of filing. Exhibit 65 overall. He's got more exhibits than I do now, technically. Oh, man. That's scope creep. He's trying to use February 6th as a backdoor mini trial on your character and motives. Do you not think that Judge Stacy's not going to see that or understand that? Do you think, sir, let me look at me in the eye. Yes, we're in a circuit civil case. I can talk to you. You can talk to me. There's no gag order. There's no protective order on us not talking, at least at this point. and all I'm doing is making logical commentary. Do you think you're going to be able to manipulate Judge Susan Stacy, the Honorable Judge Stacy? Do you think that your YouTube manipulative, conniving tactics are going to work on her? Seriously, this guy thinks he can manipulate the judge. He tried to do that with Judge Bowie, the nicest judge in the world, and she didn't even buy it. Come on, man. Who are you trying to fool? Who are you trying to fool, man? Is that the way you've lived your life? Overwhelm and destroy, right? Overwhelm and destroy tactics, right? You overwhelm people at the last minute and you try to knock them out before the actual event happens, right, sir? You're not going to knock me out, man. I'm going to tell you that. Whew. Number 3, make YouTube native context the centerpiece. Make YouTube native context the centerpiece. You're trying to bring in YouTube drama into the hearing because you're going to try to trigger me in front of Judge Stacy so she sees this as a YouTube beef. This is not a YouTube beef, sir. This is not a YouTube beef. And what you're trying to accomplish here is simply not going to work on me. Ain't gonna work, dude. If that's what your intention was with those filings, because there's nothing new there, sir. Those filings, nothing new. I'm going to paint the roadmap. And then he sent me an email. Right after he e-filed, he sent me an email. Would you like me to email? Why do you need to email me stuff that's on the docket? You e-served me through the system, man. I may respond to your email tomorrow or the next day. Just say, oh, I got the email from the e-serve. You're watching me right now. What are you trying to do? Look procedural and proper all of a sudden? To try to change the contrast in Judge Stacy's eyes 6 days before the hearing? And you think... Dude, do you think you're the smartest guy in the world to outsmart and outwit everyone? You think because you've called me the C-U-C-K for years as your entertainment and your defamation for dollar campaign and your commercial exploitation campaign, do you think because you've successfully done that for years, I was waiting for that car to move by, because you've successfully done that for years, you think that you can outsmart me and outwit me and outmanipulate me? I'm not even trying to manipulate anyone, sir, but I understand the tactics. It's just not going to work. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. You're not going to trigger me in front of Judge Stacy. You're not going to blindside me in front of Judge Stacy. I don't care what you present. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter, man. It's not going to work. I'm just telling you flat out. It's not going to work. So make YouTube, number 3, make YouTube native context the centerpiece. He's pushing. Can you folks hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Very important. 1 in the chat, please. One in the chat. 1 in the chat. Hello? Thank you, babe. Respectfully, maturely, professionally, Don and Tia. He's pushing the idea that even if you have preserved copies, it doesn't restore native YouTube evidence, chat replay, metadata, moderation actions, and therefore he's prejudiced. No, you're not, sir, because you know what? I could put those videos to unlisted and get you the information, get you screenshots, or I can just tell Judge Stacy, like I've told you, I mentioned this many times over the last few weeks before you even filed this, but that's all you have to file. So you're going to file whatever you can, right? You can go through the normal channels of discovery and get them through YouTube and Google. I don't have to risk my channel being falsely flagged by you and the people that are your associates for that. And the question is, sir, what do you need it for? You've already got the video evidence, which is all you filed on. You basically quoted what I said in my videos, my streams, And all you did was share the link to corroborate that along with transcripts. So you're going to have to prove to Judge Stacy, why do you need my metrics? Why do you need the chat? And if you saw something happening in the chat, why didn't you screen shoot it at that point? Why didn't you preserve it at that point? Now, if you still want to get all that, you can make the proper request through discovery. I have fulfilled my duty of what you attached to the docket. You used my public YouTube links as video evidence. That's your big mistake, but I still made the correction. I took care of it. I've done my duty, right? And you didn't think I knew you were gonna pull the. I need the chat, and I need the views and all that, all the metrics, right? No, you don't. You're just saying you do because that's your only argument left. Your only remaining argument is that. And all I'm going to say is that, Your Honor, I mean, he can get that through, proper discovery. That was never initially added to the filings where he referenced my public YouTube links. Right? All you did was quote what I said and then share the link to corroborate that. If there was something worthy of you taking screenshots of, you would have already done it, or one of your cronies. I don't have to mention them. They always screenshot everything, right? You're just trying to find a way to not look stupid for filing this motion and this hearing and setting up this hearing in the first place. That's all you've got. That's it. This is his strongest rhetorical point because it sounds technical and irreversible, but it's not, because I have all that. They're private on my channel, but I'm not going to put my channel, those videos, back to public so he and his people can false flag me. Sir, if you would like that information, put in a proper request through discovery. I fulfilled my obligation of the video link replacement. That's the only thing that you had put on your filings. Now, if you had other things there, I would have replaced whatever you needed. I'm willing to give you whatever you want. I'm willing to give you whatever you want, right? That's not the point, sir. The point is you have no other valid argument besides that. And don't worry. I'll let Judge Stacy know what I just said. That was in the notice of filing, Exhibit 66. Number 4, anchor intent to deprive using your own words. Exhibit 66 is built to claim you privatized 200 videos, reviewed chat, and acted motivated by pending litigation leading to loss of chat metadata. You know that's BS, sir. You know that's BS. The reason why you're filing that is because it's your only remaining argument now that the evidence has been replaced, right? Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think that I'm stupid? And do you think that Judge Stacy is not going to see through your tactics, sir? There's nothing spoiled. There's no adverse inference. I'm willing to give you. I'm going to tell Judge Stacy, I'm willing to give him whatever he wants, Your Honor. At the same time, I'm allowed to protect my channel from harassment and false flagging. So if he wants the chat metadata, which he never initially requested, just the videos, which I've replaced already in my filing, Your Honor, Honorable Judge Stacy, right? I won't say that. I'll just call her Your Honor in court. I'm just emphasizing this for the YouTube thing, right? I'll just say, Your Honor, yeah, I'm willing to give him whatever he wants, as long as he goes through the proper channels and procedures within the court. I mean, what else? It's the same thing that's going to happen as what happened at the Judge Bowie case. He brought evidence that he didn't file and never got me a copy of it, right? Which is why now he's trying to email me and say that, do you want me to e-file it Or is e-filing enough, or do you need me to send you? You don't need to send me a PDF that I'm getting through the e-file system. That's redundant. You're doing it because you don't want to make the same mistake you made in the Bowie case, right? But here's the thing. In the Bowie case, I said, hey, no objection, Your Honor. Even though he didn't proactively file this, and I never got a copy of it proactively, you can let him present whatever he'd like. He can present any evidence he'd like. He can present any witness he'd like. No objections from me, Your Honor. And you know how good that looks in front of a judge? It looks like you're not afraid of anything, because I'm not afraid of anything, man. I'm not afraid of anything at all. Anything you throw my way, man, I'm not afraid of it. It's not going to work on me, man. Your overwhelm and destroy or scare tactics at the last minute, right? Even if you get an attorney showing up at the last minute, it doesn't matter. I'll go toe-to-toe with your attorney. Professionally, of course. I got to cut through here because they're having like a fiesta over here, and there's a lot of people everywhere, so I'm going to give them their space. That's him trying to check the 1.380 e-boxes, duty plus loss plus prejudice plus intent. Right, you're trying to accuse me of something I didn't do, sir. You're good at doing that, sir. You've accused me of many things I've never done, right? Criminal things, right? Anyway. All right, I'm not going to go that way because they're playing some loud music over there. And yeah, hey Lewis, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Number 5, overwhelm you into fighting on paper. I don't have to file another thing. I'm ready for the hearing, man. I'm ready. Nothing has changed. Let's see. The binder style index and multiple exhibit mini briefs are engineered to make you feel like you must rebut everything. It's classic, create the illusion that silence equals admission, even though that's not how hearings work. Come on, dude. Do you not think I know your tactics after over 8 years of having to deal with you? I mean, do you think you're going to outsmart myself and Judge Stacy? Right? Honestly, dude, that's the thing, man. You think you're smarter than everyone, and you think you're better than everyone, right? And listen, I'm not trying to even criticize you. I'm just saying, man, your behavior is bizarre. It's bizarre behavior, man. And the truth of the matter is this, and ODN's been right, and so have I all along. You're acting like a spoiled brat, dude. You're a spoiled brat that's always gotten his way. And whenever you don't get your way, you cry and you whine and you throw hissy fits and you just try to overwhelm people to the point of where they just give up and give in to you, man. How pathetic is that, dude? This is why we're in court, because you will never ever stop harassing me, defaming me, commercially exploiting me, doing all this stuff. You will never stop, ever stop until I get a protective order on you. Now let's talk about a few other things on the second lap here. Okay? You're saying in your community posting that ODN is spoiling evidence. No, he's not. You know why, sir? Because he's not a party to the case. And until you file the proper paperwork, you need to file for a protection order or protective order. If you want to do the same thing I did with Miss T and Mr., let's just call him William, right? All you have to do is file and request a protective order, right? That's all you have to do, right? And then once that protective order is served onto me, and then other people are made aware of it, like ODN, then, and only then, can you say, hey, you have a duty to preserve. I can't tell Bill, William what to do right now. Neither can you. Well, you could if you want to be a good friend and tell them to stop or do the right thing. But here's the thing. Until a protective order is in place that includes people acting in concert with you, and then I put them on notice along with you, then he has no duty. But here's the thing, man. He's not sitting there restreaming you like you restream me and everyone in your group restreams me, entire streams. He's using small clips to basically share with people who you really are and how you are in your own words. In appearances you made on other people's panels, and because you're embarrassed by that, you want to try to spin it to your audience as me being a hypocrite? No, it's totally different, man. It's totally different. What's going on your end is different. Over here on my end, all we're doing is sharing the truth, and no one's defaming you, sir. You're coming out and saying that we're defaming you. So your own words on live stream panels with other people you've done panels with years ago, such as Lauren, that's you speaking out of your own mouth, sir, having a conversation with Lauren, right? And we're doing First Amendment protected, commentary on it, right? All we're doing is laughing at your behavior. Is laughing at your behavior illegal, sir? Is it defamation? Do you even know what defamation is, sir? Because I have a feeling that Judge Stacy is going to ask you a similar question as Judge Bowie did. Judge Bowie asked you, do you know what sexual harassment is? Right? And Judge Stacy is going to say, do you know what defamation of character is? Right? You're going to hear that a lot, man. Seriously, man. No one's defaming you. You're embarrassed at your past behavior. Your past behavior is coming back to haunt you. But you only have yourself to blame for that based on the things you did back then publicly out here on YouTube. Much worse than I ever did. You were much worse than I ever was, yet you exploited me and made me appear all these years like I was much worse than you, which is why we're in court, right? You have some nerve to try to flip this around, man. That's why we're in court, right? Dude, we're not stupid, man. We are absolutely not stupid at all. No, it's not going to work on this, man. Okay? So you do the proper paperwork. You file for a protective order, set up a hearing for it, and then if Judge Stacy approves a preservation protective order similar to the one that I filed on your buddy William, right? And anyone else acting in concert with you, this doesn't only apply to him. It would apply to you and everyone you act in concert with, right? You can do the same thing. But instead of you going and filing that, you go on your community wall and then you spout off to your audience. Oh, so he can file on Bill acting in concert, but what's happening with ODN? Dude, you are the most spoiled, entitled brat. You are something else I won't even say because I'm not going to risk my channel getting enforced over saying what I really want to say, right? You are pathetically weak, man. You are pathetically weak and childish and immature. I have never met anyone as weak, childish, and immature as you. You whine and complain over every little thing, whether it's an act or whether it's real or a combination of both. You're the biggest whiner I've ever met in my entire life, man. It's all noise. Like static, like the old analog TVs. It's a bunch of noise, man. That's all you are, is a bunch of shh. That's it. That's it, right? No one's defaming you. You're embarrassed at your past behavior. That's the bottom line. You file within the court properly and procedurally to get a protective order and you say, hey, on the plaintiff and anyone that's associated with him, blah blah blah, have a duty to preserve. Go ahead and file that. Why haven't you already filed that? But instead of filing that, you go and spout off to your audience. Why? Because you want the pats on the back. You need validation, man. Validation seeking behavior, sir, is not masculine energy. It really isn't, man. It really isn't, man. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? This guy's the biggest spoiled brat I've ever seen in my life, man. Never seen someone that spoiled and entitled, man. Still at 40 years old, hasn't learned his lesson at all. At all, man. So is that why you all went quiet today, sir? In the last few days, you've gone, for the most part, quiet because you've all been working together, trying to put these filings together to try to overwhelm, destroy, and bury me like 6 days, 5.5 days before the hearing? Remember, sir, I'm 100 steps ahead of you and everyone else because I thought about what happened today like 30, 45 days ago. And if you want to go back and reference my past streams over the last few weeks where I've been talking about exactly what you filed, go right ahead. I already know your game, what you're going to do, how you're going to show up. I know your demeanor. I know everything about you, just like you know everything about me. Right? And again, file whatever you want. Show up any way you want. Heck, show up in person wearing plaid again. Or show up on Microsoft Teams in your pajamas. his pajamas, man, his jammies, right? My God, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't care if you make 100 more filings before Friday. I don't care what you file even the night before. It doesn't matter. I'm already set with how I'm going to present what I need to present and defend myself at the hearing from your allegations. And I say defend myself as the plaintiff because you're accusing me of something I didn't do. Because the bottom line is, sir, is you needed more YouTube content. And you're also just really mad that somebody finally sued you for what you've been doing to many people out here, but primarily me, to harm us and harm me. Right? So I watched Chris Cuomo last night, and I'll be talking about the Don Lemon thing really soon. I'm not going to talk about it here today. I want to keep this stream on one point, right? The case and what's going on and what happened today and all that. But yes, there were a lot of interesting guests on Chris Cuomo's show last night, and the whole Don Lemon situation is a really big situation. You know, First Amendment, not only freedom of speech, but freedom of the press, because he's a member of the press. He's a journalist. He's been one for a long time. He's now a member of the independent media because he runs his YouTube channel. But that's good. Good for him. He has like 1.1 million followers. I don't agree with everything Don Lemon says, but I do actually like Don Lemon. I respect his tenacity and his work. Yeah, you're talking like the Penned undergarments, Lewis. Yeah. Yeah. Right. This is what this guy does. Instead of owning up to what he's done accepting responsibility, he continues to try to find ways to squirm his way out of things, right? I mean, sir, you could try whatever you want. I'm not here to harm anyone, including you. I'm not even here to, I really don't even want to talk about you, but the thing is, you and your people have been using me as, your content engine, you've been using me as the product of your content, and it's affected me. So I have no choice but to talk about it. But I mean no harm. I've never meant any harm. I've overreacted at times, and I learned my lesson, and I haven't done that in years. But you're still fixated on all that, sir. Right? Sir, this is the thing. Your methods are, if you can't win on metrics or if you can't win on substance, then you try to win by making the most noise, sir, right? That's why you're like a big baby. You're like a big whiny baby, sir. You try to win by making the most noise or overwhelming, people with things. Like you try to overwhelm me with all those documents. I'm going to send 6 filings in a row and overwhelm Eli and ruin his weekend. He didn't ruin anything, man. I ran that shit through ChatGPT so fast. Downloaded it quick on Fiverr, fed it to ChatGPT, came out, did a stream, put the bullet points out there, and hey, night goes on as normal. What did spending hours and days creating those accomplish for you at this point, sir? What did it accomplish you, right? I'm not the same as I used to be, sir. I'm a better version of myself. At least I'd like to think I am. At a core, I've always been the same person, but I'm not the same as I was 6, 7, 8 years ago. I've learned how to handle this stuff a lot better on YouTube. I've learned how to handle people like you a lot better, right? So, I mean, if you're continuing to think that your tactics that work on most people, and they would work on most people because most people, no disrespect, are not going to think deeply enough or logically deeply enough like I do to figure out your game. But they don't work on me, sir. They don't. They don't work on me. And if you think they're going to work on Judge Stacy, that's a whole other ball game right there, man. Wow, not the McDonald's play zone. Oh, the first date was Chuck E. Cheese. Thank you, Tia. That's what these people do when they can't win with substance or on the merits. They start to yell and scream, like they make a lot of noise, right? Because if you can't win legitimately, when you make a lot of noise, you still get a lot of attention. But it's a lot of the wrong attention. It's a lot of the wrong attention, right? I mean, when you have a guy like the defendant that is used to getting his way, as long as he makes noise, if people keep giving him everything he wants when he makes noise, he's never going to learn responsibility, right? That's the thing, right? I'm going to go home after this walk. My lady and I are going to have a nice dinner. I'm not going to tell you what that dinner is going to be because that's our business, right, babe? But we're going to have a nice dinner. We're going to watch some shows and relax and not worry about this. I've got 5 days after today to just make some simple notes for the hearing because I've already made my filings. I've done everything I needed to do, right? I proactively replaced the links that are private, and I filed my notice regarding the third-party rebroadcasting with the defendant's buddy William in support of the protective order I've already requested through my motion for that hearing. It's going to be more support for that to include acting in concert, to include people acting in concert. But basically what that notice of filing regarding, let's just call him William or Bill, however you want to say it, right, is basically just in support of the motion I already filed that's part of this hearing. And this guy just filed a bunch of stuff that's not even relevant to this hearing, and he's trying to character assassinate me proactively in front of Judge Stacy, who probably won't even see these documents until the date of the hearing. Her judicial assistant and other court assistants that help her set up the cases are probably going through all this stuff, and they're like, wow, what is up with this guy? This guy needs an attorney. He can't represent himself pro se. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the defendant. All right? You know what? I actually wish he would get an attorney. I'll tell you why. Because I'd still be pro se. I'll go against any attorney this guy wants me to go against because the facts simply speak for themselves, right? The facts speak for themselves. And I'm a good speaker and I can handle myself in court, right? I'm a good speaker, can handle myself in court. And I would love it if you got an attorney so I can I can still get my points across and take care of this pro se against attorney. That would be, wouldn't that be something if you got an attorney and I still won this case pro se going against him and his attorney, right? Wouldn't that be something, right? We got some people coming, so we're going to come this way. Lights are off over here tonight. They're not doing any soccer practice. You know, I really think for this group of people led by the defendant, I really think that this has become a game to them. All of them against me. Can all of them against me defeat me, or can I defeat all of them by myself? I mean, that's the truth of the matter. That's what it boils down to, because this guy does not do anything on his own. I don't think he's capable. He's incapable of doing things on his own. He needs to have a large amount of people backing him, right? For me, yeah, I have people backing me, but even if I didn't, I would still stand up for myself, and I would still handle this exactly the same way. Because, you know, I'm a man that stands on my own when it comes to taking care of my own shit. That doesn't mean I don't want a woman. I love having a woman. It doesn't mean that I want to be alone. What it means is when it comes to handling my own shit, I don't need anyone besides myself, my smarts, my wit, and my tenacity to make it happen, right? I can't wait till the entire park gets LED lights just like these. These are like the most efficient and brightest lights. What a great idea for California to go to LED. At first I was skeptical, but I'm like, LEDs, look at this. I mean, literally, you can see me like it's daytime. These things are like 3, 4 times brighter. And they use 1/9 to 1/10 of the power of incandescent regular light bulbs. Like, look, you can see me clearly right now. It's fantastic. I'll soon be back in the dark, but hey, it's all good, right? This guy's trying to condition the judge before the hearing. Man, I've been smelling a lot of G around this area. Hitting the G. Rolling down the street. Sipping on gin and juice. Yeah. You know, what the big irony is with the defendant is that he can go ahead and feel like he has the rights to restream our entire streams as they're happening live. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes per year. Make tons of money commercially exploiting us, primarily me. Right? And then he has the nerve to say every now and then when ODN uses his videos under fair use and criticizes him for his own words. I'm going to have to come over here because the music's playing there again. Criticizes him for his own words that are true. And then he says it's defamation. Sir, are you defaming yourself? Let me ask you this, defendant. If you're going to accuse ODN, all you did was play his voice. You didn't even show the video. He played his voice on on Lauren's stream, right? And he's trying to say that we were defaming him. Those are your own words. Like, sir, are you defaming yourself? The defendant is defaming himself. I just don't even know what to say anymore about it, you know? I don't know. They're having a fiesta over here. Yeah. All right. Let me pause a second here. Yeah. All right. Can you folks hear me? I think they're singing live music here, but I can't tell. It might be a live band over there. I'm not sure. All right. Let me come over here so I'm far away from the music. My lady already has the quote, and I'll get to that in a little bit. I did read that, Lewis. So many celebrities have passed. Tells me I'm getting old. Catherine O'Hara is an actor's name. Lewis says, you have the LEDs. Are a lot brighter than the incandescent light bulbs. They are. They absolutely are, Lewis. It's the law. It's been the law here for several years now, a few years. That no more incandescent light bulbs. And it's actually better. Like the LEDs, they don't really emit much heat at all. They're much cooler. They're more efficient. They're brighter. They last longer, too. their lifespan is literally 4 to 5 times longer. Like these LEDs can last anywhere from like 15 to 18 to 20 plus years. They're less likely to be destroyed by a power surge too. Like, especially when light bulbs get older. You know, sometimes you flick them on, the older incandescent light bulbs, and then they turn on, and then the coil is so worn down from heat and stuff, it pops, and then it's just done. We've all had that happen at one point or another. Good quote. Don's quote. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don's quote is, choosing the wrong people can cost you more than bad decisions. Time, peace, and potential are often the price. Absolutely. One more time, respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don's quote in the chat. Choosing the wrong people can cost you more than bad decisions. Time, peace, and potential are often the price. We've still got a few more minutes here. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly, please. I had to check my battery. It's still charging. My external battery in my pocket, I was going to charge it last night. It was down to 15%. Thank you, babe and Tia. Both put a one in the chat. It was down to 15%, but I'm only doing like an hour. I've only been really doing like an hour and 10-minute walks at the park. And so 15% on the 30,000 milliamp battery in my pocket is more than enough. My phone, my actual phone, is still at 100%. And even when the external battery dies, I have the internal battery as a backup. So it's all good. Yeah, we got 36 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Great quote, Don, says Tia. Yeah, babe, I'll be calling you within a few minutes after the show. You're ready for my call, right, babe? You're not going to be surprised or anything? Not going to be interrupting anything? Yeah, I've got to do my show on Don Lemon real soon because he has to be in court. I believe it's 2 days before the hearing. I think he's going to be in court this Wednesday. Can somebody look it up real quick before we go? Can someone look it up and let me know, when is Don Lemon going to be in court over his situation, over his arrest? He's been released on his OR, own recognizance, and he did get indicted by a grand jury, and this is all this is all Donald Trump. Donald Trump hates him. Donald Trump hates anyone on the left. No disrespect intended to the Trump supporters here. Don Lemon looks like a I don't know if I'd go that far, ODN. I don't know if I'd go that far. If one of you don't tell me when the hearing is for Don Lemon, I think it's the 4th. You know, I'll just go offline and do it myself. All right, we are back live. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me and see me. February 9th. I believe it's a Monday. Monday, February 9th. So it's the Friday after the spoliation hearing. me a second. I'll be right back. Here we go. Put a 1 if you can hear me. There was a black screen for a second ago. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me one more time, please. So the Don Lemon hearing is going to be on Monday, February 9th. And he was released on his own recognizance, OR, with no bail, despite a government request of $100,000 bond, right? Probably personally requested by Trump. The funny thing is, even his own justices. This is not in the Supreme Court. This is in federal court, I believe, in Maryland, where the situation, I believe that's where it happened. It was the church, right? Anyway, Lewis says 1. Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm going to get going here in a few. We are at 56 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up probably a little less than an hour. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Defendant, whatever you want to try to pull off at this hearing, I mean, I still don't think you understand I'm giving you some good, solid advice that I'd give anyone. You don't understand the purpose of court. The purpose of court is to focus on the actual motions and not to try to bring in YouTube drama. I mean, you think that if you're going to try to overwhelm the judge with irrelevant stuff to try to character assassinate me in front of Judge Stacy, I mean, dude, if that's what you want to do, if you want to try to character assassinate me like you do to myself and many others out here on YouTube, if you want to try to do that in front of Judge Stacy, go ahead and do it. I'll sit there with my hands folded, with my mouth shut, and looking all nice and clean and professional, and I'm just going to wait my turn. I'm just going to wait until Judge Stacy asks me any questions. I'll briefly answer and say thank you, Your Honor. And I'll just let you... I'll just let you be yourself. Let's put it to you that way. I'll just let you be yourself, man. You can sit there and try to character assassinate me, and I'll just sit there and watch. Because here's the thing, dude. The one place I would love for you to show the way that you've been treating me on YouTube and abusing me on YouTube is right in front of the judge that's going to be ruling our case. No better place than that. And with that being said, love you all. Dave, I'll be calling a few. Thank you to everyone for being here. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.